after we went to Sagamore Hill, which is really cool, we went to Oyster Bay Brewery.
Okay.
And played Cards Against Humanity with President Roosevelt. It was
that is amazing.
One of the best experiences of my life. Hello, Sharon. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. We're drinking wine again.
Here we are.
Our average work day. Mm-hmm. Do you ever feel guilty? No.
No.
I mean, because, we have to.
It's part of the job.
It really is. And I was explaining this to some of our colleagues across the country yesterday that, this is the wine of the week that we're trying to showcase from Long Island wine country. It's part of what we do.
Right.
And everyone's like, yeah, okay.
They kind of just left.
But listen, I've listened to a couple of, you and I listen to podcasts all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've listened to a couple other ones where they don't drink wine. It's not as fun.
Or we listen to some that they do drink, and it's hilarious.
Right. I think, not that you have to, drink to be hilarious, but it's part of we're talking about Long Island and Long Island wines, big part of who we are. So cheers to our wine of the week this week, which is Lens.
It's
and what a cool vineyard. And in fact, there's some of the, I think, most awarded and notable wines that you can get. Like,
oh, really?
They're really upper echelon as far as quality.
Oh, look at your lingo.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's because I haven't started really drinking yet. It'll go down.
So today we're drinking the Lens Merlot from 2015. And this particular...
it's really... have you had some yet?
Yeah.
It's good. It's really... I don't want to say like rich, but it's like bold.
Well, it's funny because the characteristic flavor profile is deep and rich, full of black cherry and dark red plum, with plenty of soft and supple tannins.
Tannins?
I can't see.
Okay. All right. I had to wear my glasses for this entire episode because I'm really, really excited about this episode because it's about, I finally get to talk about history.
Yeah.
You know how much I love you would never know that, I'm such a history nerd, but I think it's so cool, especially here on Long Island. So cheers to Merlot. It's delicious.
Cheers.
And I hadn't even read that and I knew it was rich. So it's a good description. So thanks, Lens. We appreciate it. And we encourage everyone to also go to Long Island Wine Country. Is it liwc.org?
I think it's LI Wine Country.
liwines.com.
liwines.com. Check it out. Okay. So Alyssa's like, it's on your notes.
Your bullet points.
Just read what I spent hours putting together for you.
And putting together.
So speaking of things that we researched and put together, I sent you all like a hilarious email of, I basically redid Alyssa's work because she already did it. Yeah. But I hadn't done it yet. So I was like, I loved researching presidential history on Long Island. And there's a lot.
There is a ton.
Yeah.
The best part was your email. You gave us all links and descriptions. And then at the end, you're like, am I missing anything? And I'm like, no, I think you got it.
Can't imagine that you
got it all.
But we're talking presidents because it's a big week. And in our country, and I'm sort of scared to talk about it. Don't want to step on any toes because this is definitely 100% not a political podcast. But the reality is that every 4 years we get an election, we get to vote, our democracy gets put on display, and then there's if there's a different elected, there's a peaceful transition of power.
Hopefully,
yeah. Well, it's been that way forever, so. Yes, here we go. I know. And it's, a lot is happening in presidential news, not just the inauguration, but, we live in a terrific country and we're excited to celebrate that. So, and when we look at, I think the fact that Long Island has been here, one of the, New York, one of the original colonies, and Long Island's played some really significant roles in our current government makeup.
Absolutely. It's amazing. The history. I just can't wait to get into it.
Yeah. Even from America becoming a country, revolutionary history. Right. Of course, we have, just the presidents. I think George Washington plays a huge role here as our first president. And It's really cool. So I don't know how you want to get into this, but...
Well, our lovely producer, Alyssa, and yourself have gone through the trenches of the research and have provided us with some really good bullet points here. So I think we should start with the Culper Spy Ring.
Ooh, the Culper Spy Ring.
Yeah.
Okay, can I do that one? Because it's in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
So I remember when I first moved here, and I moved to my cute little village called Setauket, which I love. And I told someone back in Arizona, and I was like, I live in Setauket. And they were like, oh, yeah, like that turn. Yeah. Like that turn show. And I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. And turns out there was a huge series.
Yeah,
anyone
4
saw
seasons.
I think it was on AMC. I can't remember what it was on.
Yeah, it was AMC. It was 4 seasons, and it started in 2014. So you came here in 2015. So that's funny.
It was going on. Yeah, and it was big. And the whole series was about the Culper Spy Ring with the George Washington spies that... all of my streets that I live on now are named after the spies.
That's so cool.
And like the historic homes are still right there. Like we did an LITV episode where one of my favorite neighborhood bars right across from the Thompson House or the Brewster House, and the old grist mill is there. I mean, there's a tremendous amount of Revolutionary history still there. But it's really, we're talking presidents right now. So it's George Washington, and he had these group of spies that were totally unassuming and would communicate, again, because of our connection, we're like dangling off the side. We're pretty close to Europe. And they would communicate things about what was happening. They did it through, I think I'm going to do this right, they did it through clothespins. So your laundry, they would like have codes of clothespins when they would hang their laundry.
That's so wild.
And actually, there's a really cool letter signed by George Washington to his spies that you can go see. I think appointment only, maybe. There's a reenactment of it, or like a copy of it.
Right.
Or you can make an appointment to see the actual letter from George Washington. You can see it at Stony Brook University.
Yeah.
And I've had the pleasure of seeing it. It's so cool, where he's talking to his spies about what he needs them to tell him.
That's amazing.
And Jamie Claudio, a former employee here, would always say, Long Island, the reason why you don't have a British accent. Mm-hmm. I mean, because the spies, turns out the Culper spies actually were able to alert George Washington about an attack that was that was pending, and we were able to, and it was a turning point. It was a turning point in the Revolutionary War. So,
hence the name of the series, Turn.
Oh, is that really? Oh,
I don't know. I'm guessing.
Okay, I didn't put that together. I'm not going to lie. I had no idea. But yeah, of course, turning point. You're right. You're so good. So it's pretty amazing. And you can do the spy trail. In fact, we have it on our website.
I was just going to say, on our website, we have a whole thing about Washington Spy Trail. It gives you starting points and end points.
Yeah. And it starts all the way, I think, in Oyster Bay.
It's amazing.
Kind of like peaks, and Setauket has the bulk of it. And a couple other ways you can do it, by the way, just if you love history and you're a nerd. There's a annual Spy Day. That is really cool.
Crazy.
Yeah. What they do is it's one day a year, and they actually, most of these historic houses and stuff, they're closed.
Right. Okay.
You can only make an appointment maybe to go there.
Right.
But they open up all the historic houses. They have reenactments. They have people at each place talking about the history. And then there's also one of my favorite places to just hang out is the Three Village Inn.
Oh, yeah?
In Stony Brook Village. It's right on the water. It's so cute. And all of their cabins are actually named after the spies.
That's amazing.
Too. So you can do that. And then there's actually, just really cool, a kayak tour that you can take that kind of goes through the spy, where they went, what they did, and shows you some of the historical places that are on the water. So you can even, if you're like kind of into history, but you really just want to kayak, but learn something along the way.
Well, I think that's what's cool about it. It's like you wouldn't know it unless you were there, and they're telling you about it. But like just the names of the rooms, like you were saying, it's so cool.
It's really living history. It's pretty amazing. And again, if you think about the role that it played in the world that we live in today, especially what we're going through. I mean, anything can happen, and it's these things are pivotal moments.
Definitely.
So I think it's called Tri Spy Tours, which is the kayak tours.
Okay.
But yeah, I love the Culper Spy Ring, and to me, it's so interesting to know that Long Island played such a critical role in the development of our nation.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like it or not. I mean, it's still America, right? America. I know. Like, regardless as to the craziness that we're living through right now.
It is. I know.
I try not to watch the news. I can't.
Exactly. I mean, it's scary, but it's the world we're living in right now. So you got to just
I have
move forward
the News 12 app.
Me too. And it's like
then I have the watch, the Apple Watch, constantly.
Yeah. Oh,
News 12 is popping up in my watch, like, more crazy stuff happening.
Right.
That's just what it should say.
Exactly.
Something else
those
crazy
should
happened.
be the headlines.
I'm like, that's how I read it. I'm like, okay, moving on.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so our next topic is Montauk Lighthouse was the first lighthouse commissioned by George Washington 190 years ago. Has become one of the most photographed structures in America because of its dramatic location.
It's gorgeous. I mean, we obviously use it in so much of our imagery.
Absolutely.
Because it's iconic, that lighthouse.
With the bluffs like on the side. Oh my gosh.
Mike, I told you we went there. You know, my tea last week was that we went to Montauk, and you can't go and not see the lighthouse.
Right. No,
if you've never been to Long Island, you have to see the Montauk Lighthouse.
Absolutely.
And if you live on Long Island and have not seen the Montauk Lighthouse, come on. Get in your car, girl. Get in your car right now. Like, just keep listening to this podcast. Obviously, you can get in the car. Yeah. Get to stop what you're doing and drive to the Montauk Lighthouse.
Definitely. And they actually, during the holidays, they light it up. With,
I know. And it's weird this year, so they didn't do it. Like, it's not open right now. P.S. Right. So don't go out there and then yell at me that it's not open. But it's still gorgeous. I told you when we went last week, even in the winter, I feel like it's got such a different vibe in the winter because you got like that angry,
scary
sea, and it's very, it's mystical.
It's eerie.
It's cool.
Have you ever climbed it?
No.
Oh.
I've climbed the Fire Island Lighthouse.
Okay. So I've climbed the Montauk Lighthouse with my son, who was probably 5 at the time. Maybe a little younger.
That's child abuse.
Well, it was freaking scary.
You make your 5-year-old climb?
I totally had like a panic attack, but then I'm also like photo op. Stick your head out the window.
It's hilarious.
He loved it. It was so cool. We actually used one of those pictures in our travel guide one time. But yeah, it was fun. It was interesting.
And I think it's the first commissioned lighthouse in New York State, but it was done by George Washington.
Yeah.
And it's still, to this day, guides ships in.
Yeah.
And because if you think of it, they call Montauk the end. Because it's the very tip of, Long Island. And it's actually the furthest east, I think, of the United States. Like, it's the very edge before you're like in the Atlantic Ocean. And so it's important. I mean, it plays an important role to guide ships in.
Yeah. Okay, next is the Deep Hollow Ranch.
Oh, yeah. Also in Montauk. We're just staying in the Montauk theme.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's right there.
It served as the headquarters for Camp Wyckoff, where Theodore Roosevelt and his Rough Riders were quarantined in 1898 after the Spanish-American War.
See? It's not just us quarantining.
Right? Well, wasn't it comparable to the Spanish flu, right?
Yeah, I think so. And they were out there. So it's that Deep Hollow Ranch, by the way, a couple things about it. It's the only place on Long Island where you can ride a horse on the beach.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
So cool. I haven't. Have you done that yet?
Yeah. I haven't gone on the beach, but I've gone to Deep Hollow, and I love it. I've gone there a couple times. Like, it's so much fun, and the family owned.
Yeah.
It's their history.
Yeah. I want to go there. It's also, and this, as a native original Texan, this blew my mind when I first came here, that it's the oldest working cattle ranch in America.
In America, exactly.
I mean, who would have thought that the oldest working cattle ranch would be in New York?
Long Island.
Long Island.
I mean, that's
forget
about it. That's crazy, though. That really is. I mean,
yeah.
I think that in itself is so interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I think that most people across the country would be shocked to hear that.
Yeah.
And it's cool. And it's because of Teddy Roosevelt and his crew, and they had to stay there, right?
Right. They were quarantined.
Here we go.
The cool fact about that is, I don't know if you ever seen The Affair on Showtime.
Oh, my gosh.
Showtime?
Yes. Oh, I watched the whole thing.
It's kind of based off of not based off of their family history, but they used
the Deep Hollow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anywhere you go in Montauk, it's like The Affair everything. If you haven't seen it, it's like lunch. By the way, those lobster rolls at lunch are everything.
That is amazing.
They are worth the hype. The hype is real.
Yeah, we need to talk about them on like another episode about food and stuff like that.
Starving
and like their
history.
Right now. I know. Me too.
I just realized
I could
crush a lobster roll right now. This is not part of my New Year, New You mantra. But no, and we went to Deep Hollow, and they were like, "This is the horse they rode."
I know, it's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I mean, so many movies are filmed, and we're going to do a whole podcast on movies that are filmed
on Long Island,
right?
Yeah.
But the Montauk Lighthouse is amazing, and the Deep Hollow Ranch. I just think I remember the first time I heard it, I was calling BS.
I know.
I was like, I think so.
I know, because you're from the West, right?
Yeah.
So you're like,
no, no one's coming to New York for cattle ranches.
But
it can't be true.
It's so cool.
But then you realize, because of the presidential history, and they came in on their boats and had to quarantine. They couldn't go anywhere. And that you established it. So, God, can you imagine? And back then, when I heard that, I was like, oh, quarantining, that's so weird.
I know, right? And now here we are.
Okay. We're staying positive. We're staying positive with this one. But yeah, there's a cool one. So I think the thing that we're probably, and again, we're blazing through this because you and I get all geeked up when we talk about history.
Because there's so much of it. I mean, Jackie Kennedy.
Oh, such a queen.
Talk about
queen.
The epitome of class.
Goddess, right? In my book.
Beautiful. I mean,
I have so many Jackie O isms.
Do you?
Yeah.
I love it.
I saw this really, really awesome documentary on PBS one time about her. And she is truly an inspirational figure.
Absolutely. Did you watch the movie, Jackie O?
I
think it came out a couple years ago.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Was it good?
I didn't watch it.
No. I didn't watch the movie about it, but I did see the documentary, and I learned a lot about it. But I didn't know she was from Long Island.
Born in Long Island on Southampton.
Yeah. Cool. Right? I mean, if there's any claim to fame.
So her mother was from Irish descent, right? So her father was born in New York, I think. And they had a summer house here in East Hampton. They called it the Lascada.
Ooh.
Lascada? Am I saying that right?
I don't know. But
here we go again.
Sounded good to me. I was going with it. But yeah, I saw that. I think Imran was like, she was born in Southampton because she has family roots here. I would think it was her aunt and uncle lived here, had that summer house.
Her grandparents.
So she spent like all celebrities do these days, and a lot of notable people, but summers in the Hamptons.
In Long Island.
But man, if there was anyone I'd want my destination to be connected to,
represent.
I love her. You know, she always a couple of Jackie O isms just to throw it out there.
That's what I was going to wait for you. You said it before, and I was like,
"You're like, and what? What are your Jackie O isms?" Couple things. First of all, this is a weird one. I don't know why. This is like, I'm from Texas. I'm from the South, so we went through cotillion and manners and how to sit at the table and all of those things. And one of the things Jackie O always did is she never cleaned her plate. So you always leave, no matter how good it is, even if it's the best lobster roll ever from lunch, you leave one bite on your plate. That's very ladylike. It's very Jackie O of her.
Love it.
You can't, like, these, I don't know if I could do it. I
devour.
I want a scarf. I
need a lobster roll
right now. But I always think about that. Like, it's very ladylike to just not
leave a little bit.
You don't have to. Don't clean your plate.
Right.
Don't be like Piggy. It's perfect.
That's hysterical.
But that's just she's so sophisticated and so and the other thing is Jackie O was actually instrumental in saving Grand Central Station.
Oh, really?
Awesome. And that's going to be important to Long Island in the next year because the Long Island Railroad, which currently goes through Penn Station at Madison Square Garden, is now going to connect for the first time ever to Grand Central.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. I had a tour of it.
A hard hat tour, right?
Oh, it's mind blowing how they were able to do that and create this entire new connection of rail. And it's going to open us up. And have you ever been to Grand Central Station?
Yeah.
It is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But she's instrumental in that because they were going to tear it down. It was like dilapidated. They were going to tear it down. And you know what she did? What was her signature thing is that when she wanted something done, she always used her graciousness and positivity to get it done. So she wouldn't criticize you and say, why aren't you doing this? It's important. She wrote this wonderful letter to the president at the time, and I'm not even going to attempt to know which one it was. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And she told him what an inspiration he was and how proud she was of him for, considering this and taking this on and how it was going to be such an incredible legacy for him. Yeah. And she really she was positive and she built it up. Yeah. She built him up and used in all of her dealings with people. She was just very gracious and she made other people feel good about it as opposed to approaching it from a negative standpoint.
Right. Exactly. You got to stay positive and that's how you get things done, right? Like you're very...
Yeah. I remember seeing this documentary probably a decade ago. And I thought, well, what a wonderful approach. Even if it doesn't work,
right.
I think being positive and being complimentary will always win.
Absolutely.
Over being negative and critical. I mean, and yet so many people don't approach things that way.
No. Nope.
But let me tell you, Jackie O from Southampton, Long Island. She knows it.
Their summer home was actually just sold back in like 2017 for like $29.5 million.
Is that all?
That's a 10 bedroom, 12 bathroom house. Mm-hmm. But the owner at the time was, he worked for Tiffany's.
Of course. Oh my God.
I mean, the connection, right?
Like, I love Tiffany's so much.
Makes sense.
So I was talking to my soon-to-be mother-in-law, Mary, as you know, the other day, and she was funny. She said, "Oh, Kristen, I agree with you." I can't remember what she was talking about. She's like, "I agree with you. I don't understand why, how much you love Tiffany's, but I do understand whatever." And I'm like, "Girl, do not knock it until you try it." Ugh. I'm like, "Have you been to Tiffany's?" I don't know what. It's just like,
I don't know. It's so special.
It's magical.
It is magical.
It's like you walk in and you just like, I don't know what they're pumping through their vent system.
Their ventilation.
It's almost like new car smell. When you get a new car and you just like, it like triggers your brain. When you go into Tiffany's, it's just like something clicks in my brain and I just feel happy.
I know. Same. Like, or just any, like when you get Tiffany, it's like same thing. It's all about the packaging.
Oh, that blue box. What were we watching the other day? Oh, we were watching some new show. Oh, the movie that is done. Actually, I should talk to you. Is a new movie from the winemaker girl and Bill Murray. Who did The Godfather? Somebody help me. Who was the Godfather filmmaker and his daughter
Scorsese?
Coppola? Okay, so it's the new movie by Sofia Coppola, directed by Sofia Coppola, and it's got Bill Murray in it, and it's so cute. But it's about this daughter spending time with her dad. So I loved it because, I'm really close to my dad. So we're watching it, and the dad's suspecting her husband or something. He's like, did you get a red box for your birthday?
Oh.
And Thomas was like, what's a red box? And I'm like, Cartier.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you not know that? And he was like,
Thomas.
Oh, is there? I'm like, blue is Tiffany.
Red is Cartier.
Come on. And anyway, I won't tell you whether or not she got a red box because it's a really cute movie and you should watch it.
What is the name of it? I gotta figure it out. We'll figure it out. I love it.
I don't remember. We'll figure it out.
Right. It's really
cute.
Because last time you recommended Ted Lasso.
Did you watch it?
I watched the whole I binged the whole season.
Did you like it?
I loved it. Oh my God, the heartwarming. It was just...
Yeah. A lot of shows, like quarantine shows, a lot of them have been, like the King, what's it called? The Tiger King.
The Tiger King. Everybody watched
everything.
it.
It's been kind of like Ozark, or it's been dark or weird, but On the Rocks. Thank you.
Okay.
On the Rocks is the Bill Murray. It's so cute. Okay. What a great actor he is.
I know.
Too, by the way,
he's phenomenal.
Anyway, it was, and that's another heartwarming one.
Okay.
But I'm so glad you watched Ted Lasso.
Oh my God, we binged it. It was so.
Did you
You're
cry?
100% right. It was so. I didn't want it to end. I was so mad when it ended because I'm like, what happens?
So cute. And again, a positive attitude, approaching it from being genuine. Wasn't he?
Even just how he treated his team. Mm-hmm.
The little coach.
Yeah.
The little yes,
the little water boy.
Oh my God, the water boy.
He was so cute.
You know what? It's just like anything positive these days.
Oh, for sure.
I gravitate towards that.
Exactly. We all need it. You know.
I mean, I like the dark stuff too, and the stuff that's intense. But I started watching the new show by Bryan Cranston. I think it's called like The Judge or something like that.
Okay.
And it's intense. I was like, it's too much.
Dark?
It's intense. I don't know that it's dark, but I guess probably.
The Judge. Is it on Apple Plus?
I'm not sure it's called The Judge, by the way.
No, I think you're right. It is because I saw it and I was like, oh, this looks good.
It's called, something like that. He's a judge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget. I think it's on, I don't know which streaming channel. I'm just butchering this entire thing.
We're watching The Crown now. Wow.
Ooh.
Have you watched that?
I've seen parts of it because my girls watched it.
Oh.
My girls, by the way, I got chastised by Kenzie the other day because I mentioned Emma.
And not her.
You were like, Emma.
But
she's
did.
You said Emma's name?
You mentioned Kenzie in the beginning because when you told me that, I went back and listened again. I'm like,
you did? Oh, you're so good.
Kenz, we got you, girl.
Yeah. Well, I try not to say their names because they're always telling me how lame I am.
No.
Kenzie and Tegan, my two girls.
Beautiful girls.
And they're like, I try to like keep them anonymous so that I don't embarrass them.
It's so funny because, like, right? So they're teenagers. Yeah. My son's like, Mom, did you mention me on the tea today? And I'm like, you get shout-outs every week, bro.
Yeah. I mentioned Braden probably more than you do. I'm like literally fan.
I'm like, Braden. He did a TikTok the other day that made me die. He was watching, it's like one of the trending ones now that it's like, you know, sing along if you know the song to 90s music. And he was like totally singing along to Mariah Carey's, you know, Christmas
All I Want
song,
for Christmas.
All I Want for Christmas. But every other one, he's like making a facial expression.
What are these? Yeah.
This Cher, when he's like, do you believe in love after life or life after love or whatever it is? And he's like making this facial expression. I would probably
still make that face on that song too. I was like,
I know exactly where he gets those facial expressions.
You're like same buddy.
Same kid.
That's a weird.
Yeah.
I love Cher though. I mean, she's a queen too. But Jackie O, no bigger queen, I don't think. Okay, so I think probably the presidential attraction or thing that we're most known for on Long Island is Sagamore Hill.
Yes.
And I didn't know what that was when I first moved here, but Sagamore Hill is actually a national park, and it was the year-round home of Teddy Roosevelt.
Right.
Have you been there?
Yeah, yeah.
I've never been inside because the day I went, it was closed.
All right.
But it's an oyster bay, a gorgeous.
Oh my goodness!
Let me tell you,
the landscape is
the
just
houses.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Just driving up to this national park, you're like, I'm sorry. There's a TikTok, actually. This was my idea. I want you to know 5 years ago, this was my idea.
Somebody stole it?
Yeah. Well, somebody actually just did it.
All right. Again, we need that brain thing in your head.
No, I'm still not going to do it. I want to do it, though, where he goes and he knocks on people's doors that live in mansions.
Okay.
And he's like, hey, what do you do for a living? Your house is amazing. I just want to know what you do for a living. That was my idea. I have it on record, I'm sure, somewhere.
God,
I was like,
so funny.
I want to know
right
what these people do for a living.
Right.
Because when you drive to Sagamore Hill, that's what you're thinking when you're looking at these mansions. Like, I need to know details. I need to see
stunning and
your
beautiful
resume
and breathtaking.
And also, I'd like to see your line item budget for your bank account.
Give me your tax
how
return.
does this
Thank
happen?
you.
How do you live here? I just want to follow in your footsteps.
Right.
It's never going to happen. But they're amazing. They're amazing.
So Teddy Roosevelt's Sagamore Hill, sorry. They do like a reenactment. You know, they have somebody there that dresses up like Teddy Roosevelt. And it's so cool.
Okay, so I hung out with that guy.
Yeah.
President Roosevelt. I hung out with him because I
chilled with Teddy?
Oh, not only chilled with Teddy, I've got to figure out who he really is. I've never seen him since. This was years ago. But we were bringing in media, travel writers from around the country to write about Long Island. And, of course, we wanted to take them to our national park, Sagamore Hill. And they set up President Roosevelt to hang out with us. And after we toured it, he's spot on in character the entire time. He knows everything. He talked about it.
But did he ever come out of it? Like,
no.
Oh my gosh.
And P.S. after we went to Sagamore Hill, which is really cool, we went to Oyster Bay Brewery.
Okay.
And played Cards Against Humanity with President Roosevelt. It was
that is amazing.
One of the best experiences of my life.
Oh my gosh.
Having President Roosevelt read some of those
Cards Against
inappropriate
Humanity.
cards.
Was it the black box?
No, and it didn't need to be. It was already just like, I finally had to stop. I'm like, I don't think you should be. I don't think this is right.
Yeah.
It's not on brand.
Right.
No, I don't know him. I didn't hang out with Teddy Roosevelt, so maybe it was. You know, he was hilarious, and how cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's one of my best memories about Long Island. That impersonator, he is.
Yeah.
If you're gonna tour history, having somebody that like is spot on, knows everything about it, and acts like that person, so cool.
And never come out of character. That's so cool that he did that.
Totally. He didn't drink or anything. I'm not gonna throw him under the bus. But we were at the Oyster Bay Brewery and had the travel writers. We had the best
time.
Yeah. And it's like living history. What a better way to like connect with it. And I felt really connected to it. And they call Sagamore Hill the Summer Whitehouse. Okay. That's the nickname.
Right.
And I didn't know what that meant, but because what I learned is that in D.C. back in the day, they used to close during the summer.
Yeah.
And everybody would leave because it's sweltering and disgusting and hot. And but Teddy Roosevelt lived at his year-round home there in Oyster Bay, and he went home. But that was also the time when the telephone was invented.
Right.
So then he was able to go down to his local drugstore and get on the phone and still continue to conduct government business. So it was the first time in history under his leadership that the government stayed open year-round.
That's so awesome. And it happened here on Long Island.
And it happened here on Long Island
so
because,
cool.
you know why? Summers are awesome here.
Right.
We don't close down during the summer
here.
Because they're amazing.
Right.
And everybody wants to be here.
And we know that by, our summers here, just being like at the beach or whatever, like even
honestly,
during COVID, that was like
honestly iconic.
It was awesome.
I remember the first time I talked about summers here being iconic, but again, coming from a place where summers are not iconic in Phoenix.
Right.
I mean, I guess they are, but for a different reason.
Yeah.
So Sagamore Hill's cool. I want to go inside and check it out.
You have to do it. Yeah, it is amazing. It's a great experience.
And if people want to, I don't know the status of it right now, if it's open or not.
Yeah,
the national parks are usually open, but I will tell you that even in a normal year, you don't just show up at Sagamore Hill.
Right.
You need to call and make a reservation because they sell out.
Yeah, quickly.
Yeah, people love it. People love their presidential history.
Yeah, it's amazing. Here. So one of the fun facts is Sully the service dog is honored here in Smithtown.
Yeah, so
with
cute.
A bronze statue.
Yeah, he was George H.W. Bush's service dog, right?
Yeah, do you remember the funeral? And
so cute.
Oh my gosh, he just stood there.
Where he like laid down by the casket.
Yeah, and he stayed there the whole time.
Yeah,
it was
sweet.
So sweet.
Don't give me like sad dog stories.
I know.
I can't.
Because it's so beautiful. Like,
I'm
what a sweet little story.
Super tough about anybody else, but you start talking about like dogs.
Right.
And I'm like a mush.
I know.
I love dogs. I'm like,
he was
so
4-year-old lab that became known for his loyalty to the former President George H.W. Bush. And just the fact that he, stood by his casket and laid down next to it. Oh my gosh.
Dogs are the best.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that no offense to cat people.
Right.
But cats aren't going to do that.
Right. No.
They're not going to lay down.
No, they're going to walk away with their...
Yeah, they're going to be like, shuffle away.
Right. Snotty little attitudes.
Listen, I appreciate that too.
Can we talk about Duke? How I saw him the other night?
This is my COVID puppy.
Oh my God.
He's enormous now, right?
He's enormous and he's beautiful. He's not anything that, like, he looked like when you first brought him in and he was a little tiny pup.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with him.
I'm obsessed with him.
Oh, thank you. Now you see why I'm like, I see him in the morning and I just like want to cuddle him and just stay home.
He's so cute.
Yeah, he's fluffy. He looks like a fluffy border collie.
Well, you did a DNA test, right?
Yeah, of course, because we're those people.
Well, I would too, for
DNA
sure.
Tests.
100%.
Who does that?
I would.
Yes, thank you.
Totally. Alyssa did too. See?
Alyssa did too. Oh, yeah. So because he's a rescue puppy,
right?
And I also believe strongly in rescuing puppies.
100%, yeah.
Although I told you it was hard.
What you had to go through.
Because they can't get a rescue puppy anymore.
But I think you and everybody in the world were doing it because of COVID.
Yeah.
So everybody's like, we're home, we're quarantining. Now's a good time to get a family dog.
Yeah. There were no dogs.
The rescue companies were probably like, oh my goodness, all these applications.
Yeah. It was like a grudge match trying to get a rescue puppy. I told my sister, because my sister-in-law, she is a huge dog lover and she volunteers for the Humane Society in Arizona. And they have a zillion dogs, and they have foster dogs.
Yeah.
In fact, it's like too much. I love her, but I'm like,
how many dogs?
Your backyard smells like. At any given time, they have 5.
Oh my gosh!
At least 5.
4 too many.
I got them a doormat actually, and it's like, I hope you like dogs.
Right.
So that before you enter their house. But I told her, I'm like, you just need to ship some of those Arizona dogs
to Long Island,
out here to New York, because people will snatch them up.
Yeah.
My dog came from Puerto Rico.
I know. It's amazing.
So cute. But because he was a rescue, we didn't know how big he was going to get. Right. We didn't know anything. So I did get a, what's it called? A DNA test.
Yeah.
I think it's called like Wisdom Panel or something like that.
That's so cool that they could do that.
Yeah.
We do 23andMe or like Ancestry or whatever, but like to do it on an animal, I think is so cool.
Did you ever do your ancestry test?
My husband did.
Yeah.
It's so wild.
So my sister did one for me, like she got it for me for Christmas or something. What was it called? Ancestry DNA or whatever. Yeah. I did it, and I had a hard time reading it. I'm like, I don't.
So 23andMe did like this whole thing where they mapped it out for you and everything. Like it was amazing. Funny enough, though, so my husband Dan did it, and then his sister did it, and they didn't obviously have the same match, right? Because everybody's got their own DNA, but like it was pretty interesting to see the comparison.
Oh, I should give a shout out. as we're talking about history, first of all, a couple of the sources that we used for all this wonderful presidential history. Big shout out to Long Island Press, who did this great article on all of the different ways you could get a presidential experience on Long Island.
That was amazing.
We love the team at Long Island Press. I get their magazine. They do a great job.
Yeah, they do. They do.
And what was the other one we used? Of course, Newsday. I mean, come on.
Come on.
Does anything happen on Long Island without Newsday's involvement?
No.
I'm going to say no.
Nope.
I'm going to say no. It doesn't. If it's not a Newsday,
it didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
Right. We say that all the time.
I know. So cheers to them. But also, we love other podcasts.
Yes. Yeah.
Now that we've been doing it. And I found this awesome podcast.
I know. I can't.
I want to have them on the show. I kind of want to listen to a few more, but they're really great. And it's called the Long Island History Project.
I think that's so cool. You were telling me about it. I think
so cool. I mean, they have all of these authors every week of all the different topics. Right. Everything. Another great subject, Plum Island.
Plum Island.
There is so much incredible history here. And all these people in Long Island love it.
They do, because it's by virtue of being on Long Island, the historical.
Did you know that we have the largest population of veterans of any county Suffolk County does in the country?
That's amazing.
Right?
Isn't that amazing?
So people here are really invested. Chris was like, what are you guys talking about, all this history? I'm throwing him under the bus.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
I'm like, Chris, history is awesome.
Yeah. Well, Calverton, the cemetery, out east in Calverton.
Yeah. What about it?
It's a veteran cemetery.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah. It's like Arlington.
Oh, wow,
it's
really?
Comparable. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, I didn't know that. So I think that's the thing. And people on Long Island are invested in our history.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think, when you're talking about a sense of place or a community or where you live, I always include, I'm in Setauket, and we have these great restaurants, and it's beautiful, and I drive over this footbridge that has like swans in it. It's so cute. But the history is part of our cultural makeup. It's part of where you live, and it's what makes Long Island different and special than any other place in the world. Every community.
Even Long Island towns.
Yeah.
They're all named, a lot of them are named by Native American tribes or, Patchogue,
and listen,
Shinnecock.
And by the way, we're the T, right? So we're the real.
Right.
Not all history is good.
Right.
Okay? Not all of our history is positive and fabulous and wonderful. Right. We had some rough history here.
Yeah, we did.
Okay?
Yeah.
And and it's like growing pains. When we were, Levittown on Long Island was the very first suburb in America.
Huh.
Did you know that?
No.
Oh, let me tell you, we're going to do a thing on Levittown. It is crazy, and it's really, really interesting, and it happened, I don't want to butcher it, but basically it happened after the war, and it was the first time people had a 30-year mortgage. It was when 30-year mortgages became available.
Wow.
Because before that, you had to save enough money to buy a house.
Where do you learn this?
Oh, well, I've gone through classes, Energia.
Okay. Yep.
So I went through a 2-year program about Long Island called Energia. And also, I read Newsday all the time. And the cool thing about Newsday is Newsday will have these historical inserts that take it back. Oh, my God. There was one right before Christmas. It was so cool. I was showing it to my kids. They're like, can you calm down? They were like, put down your mimosa. It's not that exciting. But I'm like, look at these ads.
Yeah.
For like a quarter, and things that, like toys and weird things that seemed normal. But Newsday does historical stuff too. And I think it's because people really, really love history here. So, and as we talk about the changing of the guards or, just our government and what's happening on the presidential front, I think it's really important to kind of reflect on the role that we played on Long Island and all of and how, if you want an experience like this, you can go around and see the cute little Sully dog statue
in Smithtown. We have it on our website, discoverlongisland.com. We have trip ideas, a historical getaway. I think it's cool to reference our own website.
That's true. That's true. Well, we help walk you through it. Right, if you don't know how to do it, we're like,
kind of
just
give you like
go
an
there.
idea.
Yeah. we'll help you. We'll tell you literally exactly how to do it and where to go. What's funny because, one of our, I think, friends, we mentioned him before, Bob Lipper, was our tourism ambassador.
Talk about a historian.
Right. Oh my God, we should have him on. He would like any topic. But he was at the Long Island Welcome Center, which is, as we would call it, Exit 52. Because Long Island talks about ourselves as exits.
Yeah.
On the LIE. But he said his number one question of people, and during normal times, not during COVID, obviously, of people that would come from all over the world. They're staying in Manhattan, right? They come to visit New York City.
Right.
Greatest city in the world.
Driving out here on the Long Island Expressway.
And they're like, we're going to go have lunch at the Montauk Lighthouse. He's like, nope.
Nope, you're not.
You're not.
Yeah.
From New York City. It's far.
Yeah.
And so, people don't always know how to navigate our destination because I think it's so small.
Right. Because you look at it on a map and it's this tiny little thing hanging off the edge.
When really it's 122 miles long.
And I think it's 18 miles wide at its widest point.
Ooh, look at that little tidbit.
Yeah.
And then once you get further out east, either North Fork or South Fork, it's like it goes down to a 1 lane per road each direction. So it's going to take you a while. So you need to...
It is New York.
Right.
There is traffic.
But it's also like the reason is like a little village.
Right.
The LIE doesn't go all the way out there.
Right, exactly.
It drops you off and then you're on a 1 lane little road through these adorable villages, but you have to allot the time for that.
Yeah, definitely.
And so that's what we help you do on Discover Long Island.
Can we talk about how Hofstra University was the only university that had 3 consecutive debates?
Presidential debates? Yeah, that's cool. I mean, Hofstra, everybody comes to Hofstra. Right? And that's cool.
But even looking at this research and these articles and everything like that, Nassau Coliseum was a huge part of like a bunch of them. However, I think
what are you trying to say? What did Nassau Coliseum do?
We can't just where they were.
Mm-hmm. We have all these notes, but I don't know what this Newsday article, which again we're going to give cred to, but some of these are just like people were here,
right? Like, but they're giving speeches or whatever to like fit. I think one of them was like 15,000 people at Nassau Coliseum. I was like, what?
Oh yeah,
is that even cool? Capable?
That's cool. I also read something recently, totally different subject, but it was like one of Pink Floyd's most iconic albums was actually recorded at Nassau Coliseum.
No way.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
It was probably.
I'm pretty sure. Wow. I mean, don't quote me on it.
Right.
But I just read it.
We'll have to
probably
ask
in
Ernie.
Newsday. Yeah, we need to get Pat Dolan in here from Newsday.
Yeah, we do. I think we need a whole episode with Newsday. But we reference them a lot.
But so basically, what this article in Newsday says is that, pretty much every single president comes to Long Island,
right, at some point or another.
Included, always, and a lot of, especially the most recent administration, they're from Long Island,
right.
What's her name? Kellyanne Conway.
Oh, yeah. Catherine was just telling me about that.
And listen, so like I'm saying, like it or don't. I'm not saying
it's happening.
I'm not picking a side.
Right.
I'm just telling you that there's a connection. And again, a lot of presidential fundraisers
happen here.
Are held here.
Yeah.
Because back to those Hamptons and back to those mansions that I talked about. Which we don't know what they do.
Right.
Those people.
Well, we should just do that. We should just knock on their door.
Well, but whatever they do, they're hosting political fundraisers.
Right.
Because every single president comes here.
Yeah.
So, and they're not coming here.
I just think it's so amazing. Like our history, like we said before, just even not only presidential, but women history that we'll get into, like teasers, for the next episodes and things like that. We're talking about Black history and women's history.
I know.
I think it's going to be so cool.
Thank you for talking about history with me and we want to bore people. Like Long Island's awesome, and we want to talk about all the fun stuff about it. But but history, it's amazing. It is amazing, and so cheers to these great media outlets that help us designate these places, as well as the Long Island History Project podcast.
I can't wait to listen.
I'm telling you, it's funny.
All right.
I like them.
It's my next one.
They're so much cool information. And so now, I think that's it, right? I mean, there's a lot of...
We covered it?
Yeah, we'll put the links maybe to these articles in there if you want to know more about it. But you should also go to discoverlongisland.com to do the trip ideas.
Right. And we always put it in our notes, in the episode notes where, are referencing these articles or, whatever we find.
And P.S., it's important to remember your history and to appreciate it and to know. So sometimes to just appreciate it and sometimes to make sure you don't repeat it.
Exactly.
Exactly.
So, sometimes you just gotta watch your mouth, right?
Yeah, exactly. Sharon, do you know what time it is?
It's tea time.
I don't know what my tea is yet, so why don't you tell me what yours is? I mean, I have a bunch of it.
All right, so my tea time is actually pretty cool because it's a teaser, as well as tea time. Our downtown deals pass. Mm-hmm. We just launched my hometown, Bayshore.
Bayshore is so cute.
I can't wait for you to go to it. I think it's just I have so many places to show you.
I saw a sneak peek of it, our downtown deals, and there are some amazing deals.
It's so, I mean, first of all, can we talk about it? Yeah, because I'm blown away by it. Let me look it up on my phone.
All right, while you're looking it up, because we always talk about you are South Shore.
Right, I'm the South Shore.
And I am North Shore, so talk it, you're Bay Shore. And how cool, right?
Bayshore is so cool because it's a village, right? Like a downtown walking village. But it's also home to Fire Island ferries.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God.
You can take the ferry
as much as I love winter, I'm like, I am pumped. I didn't get to go to Fire Island this past summer.
Right? Rocket fuel?
I cannot wait. No, Chris and I are like Long Island TV.
Yeah.
He's like, we need to go to Fire Island. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, we do. We need to talk to Laura.
I love Fire Island. And if you're listening to this and you have not been to Fire Island, ring the bell of shame. First of all,
Ding.
You are missing out.
Yeah, definitely.
One of our most just amazing attractions. I got to stop using the word iconic because then it like diffuses the word.
Right. No, it's amazing attraction, and you can only get to it by boat. You cannot drive there.
No cars, and the beach is pristine. It is like
it's beautiful.
It's unbelievable.
And it's funny because there's so many different parts of Fire Island that are so different, right? So, I mean,
I love it. I can't wait.
We'll do also a whole like a Long Island thing. But one of the things on the Downtown Deals Pass that we have for Bayshore is TJ Finley's. This was an amazing deal. It's 15% off your total bill.
Yeah. What is that? Is it like a brewery?
That's amazing. It's a restaurant brewery, but 15% off your final bill.
Yeah.
Like
that's huge. 15% off.
Huge.
That's awesome.
Linwood Restaurant. My fave. That's definitely like
really.
Oh my gosh, Kristen, you're gonna love it.
Okay, let's go to Bayshore. I'm excited.
It's beautiful. It's like I wish I remembered her name. Linwood is just it's lit up with chandeliers only. Like it's so pretty with the twinkling lights. It's so pretty. They do like a prefix dinner starting $38 per person.
Sharon, you know I'm starving.
I know.
I'm like
let's go to Linwood right now.
God,
prefix lunch, $18. Good. The Penny Pub, they do the 15% off the final bill as well. I thought that was so cool. I mean, that's a huge discount.
That's awesome. I love our downtown deals. People love them. You go to discoverlongisland.com/deals and you can download this pass.
Yeah.
And this is, I think, the seventh downtown.
Seventh downtown. And it's my hometown.
And it's Sharon's hometown.
It's my
so if you want to stalk Sharon, go to Linwood's.
Right.
Where apparently she hangs out.
They have Prosecco on tap. I'm sorry.
Stop it.
You're going to love it.
Why didn't you got to start with that? You buried the lead on that one, Sharon.
Prosecco on tap. What?
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know what my tea is. I mean, I had a couple things. So I guess maybe I'll do more than one tea. But so yesterday we filmed Long Island TV episode, which is coming out not this Friday, but next Friday. And we went to Eastwind Shops. And Eastwind is like a resort. It's mostly known for being a resort. It's beautiful. And it's in Wading River, which is on the way to the North Fork, on the way to the vineyards. It's the first thing you hit. You like turn off of the road, and that's how you kind of know you're going to the North Fork.
Yeah.
And it's a resort with a beautiful spa, which we also went to.
I got a maternity massage there once. Oh, amazing.
I have my family actually got me a gift certificate for my birthday. I haven't used it yet. I'm waiting for COVID to end.
Right. To get the real experience.
Yes, so I can have champagne and lay in my robe and do all those fun things. But it's gorgeous. It's totally a place where so many weddings happen. Yeah. It's beautiful. But they have these new shops right next door. They're so cute, by the way. It's been a while since I've been out there.
Right.
And I was blown away. There's an adorable carousel. There's a great Italian restaurant there called Ruggiano's or something like that. Ruggero's. Oh, thank you. Brioche. Yeah, I'm like Ruggiano's, some Italian word. You're like, is that German? No.
Is that pasta or potato?
No.
Neither?
Yeah, we said it was pasta and it's actually potato. Anyway, a cute bakery called the Carousel Bake Shop, brand new. And they're doing this thing for Valentine's, actually, which I thought was really unique.
Okay.
Where they have these chocolate hearts, and you pay for the hearts, and they hand make them.
Oh, wow.
And they're hollow inside, but you fill them with anything you want.
What?
It could be candy, could be cupcakes, it could be a note.
Ooh.
It could be a wedding ring, right?
Oh my gosh.
And then they seal it, and then they give you a little mallet.
Oh my gosh, that's
and
so
you crack
cute.
it. Oh, so cute.
Oh,
so original.
I love it.
It's the new hot chocolate bomb.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
it's the
for
new trend.
Valentine's. Yeah.
But they also had heart-shaped hot chocolate bombs.
Oh my God, so cute.
Anyway, and they had a wine store. They had a cheese shop, which I went in. It's not just cheese, but it's cheese and spices, like exotic spices.
That's
I went in there.
amazing.
I was like, listen, cheese shop.
Right.
This is new year, new you.
Right. Don't
Get
tempt
away
me.
from me.
Don't tempt me.
Why? It smelled so good. It was hard. It was hard. Anyway, wine shops, jewelry, I bought these amazing sweatpants.
I know. You told me about them. I can't wait.
Which I'm pumped about.
I need to go buy myself some.
At it's called like the North Fork Art Craft Gallery. I don't know what it's called, but it's all about the North Fork.
Okay.
And everything is like local artisans or free trade, and the merch there is amazing.
Yeah.
So I bought these Long Island sweatpants that I'm looking forward to right now. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go eat something and put my Long Island sweatpants on.
I know.
As I'm like, new year, new you. I'm like, not going to the
She's
gym.
okay.
Yeah.
Although, wait. Is this?
Go ahead.
Oh, this should have been my tea time. How I did a bar class with you. We didn't even talk about it. All right, next episode.
How did we not talk about this? Yeah. Okay. So the next episode that one, because you went with me and Catherine and Jen.
I love it,
and it was super fun.
It was so fun.
My girls were like, "Your friends are going to bar with you? Okay, they're not going to be your friends anymore."
Kenzie said that.
Yeah.
See, I'm dropping her name.
Oh, you're so
name
good.
dropping.
I was like, yeah. You know this. Okay, but you're dropping her name. You're so good. Anyway, so please continue to subscribe. If you subscribe or listen and you like what you hear, please leave us a review.
Definitely 5 stars. Thanks.
Tell us what you think. Because if there's another history topic, or if we were wrong on anything.
Right. Call us out.
Yeah, tell us. We want to hear about it.
What is it? Spill the tea at discoverlongisland.com or send
us
on Instagram.
a DM. And we're on Twitter under Long Island Podcast, Long Island Tea Podcast, and Facebook too.
We're on Facebook now
page.
too. Yeah.
Thanks to Catherine. And so let us know what you think, and we will see you next week.
Can't wait.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.